Alright, what is up, you guys? It's the Fallout What If here, and today I'm going to do the What If Issei had BT Part 3. Now, if you liked it, please like, comment, and do subscribe to the channel here, people. Because, it's kind of fun. I like people watching my stuff, and if you know people who like watching it, share with them, show them these clips, get them interested because the what if era right now is pretty cool, and hopefully it will last a very long time. And who knows, maybe somebody can actually take my channel and make really good use of it because I don't know. Just hopefully if I have somebody who can do really good what ifing, and maybe if I'm old and I have to let them, go in my stead. Just hopefully they will like it. You know, just thinking about the future. But enough said and done. This is the part of Issei where, let's see, where we last left off. Issei beat Riser. Riser's no more. He killed him off. He didn't, but he did at the same time. He's technically dead, but his body is still there. I don't know how to explain this. In the very end, Issei has gotten like pretty much Riser's home, his you know his peerage, and Issei has assimilated a new power, which there will be one day. What if Issei or Deku or somebody? What if they have a simulation? Because that sounds really cool, and he can absorb people's stuff and just use them with take them. Well, what if you had like a copycat gear? But anyway, so what happens after that? And after 2 weeks, Issei is his own free agent. Even though technically he was supposed to go with Rias, Issei decided not to do it, and he told not Riser, he told Sir Zex, and Sir Zex was like, you know what? I did think about putting her in your peerage, but there's no way I can do that because, well, you were the one who saved her, and you have your own peerage now by technicality. So we really can't just put you there since you're your own free agent. Now, Issei said, "Well, that's great, but what what is there for me to do now?" And he said, "Well, you can go on a devil's raid and clear out some hives." And Issei said, "Wait, really? I didn't know I could do that." And not Rice, Sir Zex said, "Oh yeah, you could do that. I mean, you have the potential to pretty much match me in the future, but not right now. If I was to go all out, you would die. Just keep in mind challenging me right now at the state you're in is not a really good thing to do." And he said, "You know what? I kind of agree on that. I don't want to die." Making the dragon laugh a bit. BT telling him, "Is there anything he is needed for? Because he's just going to go to sleep." And Issei says, "Wait, you sleep?" Causing BT to chuckle a bit, saying that he really doesn't need sleep for the fact that he's still part computer, even though he has a soul. But he is kind of going with some of the things that he used to remember in his programming, that taking rest and, putting maintenance on himself will actually help out in the future. Plus, if he does sleep, he can actually download some new schematics for weapons, causing Issei to be a little excited for this. Now, Issei tells Drake, "So what shall we do?" Drake says, "It really doesn't matter. For that, you have to train with, somebody who is strong enough, or you can go on those devil raids. And Issei decides to go on a devil raid. Well, with only it's said that he can only go with his peerage and no more than the amount that's needed. So there's technically 16 pieces on a chessboard, so only 16 people can go. Issei, oh man, sorry, kind of out of breath right there. Issei goes and pretty much goes onto a devil raid, which consists of around 50 to 100 devils. And this is just like something that I made up, where I might use in the future how his skills will be, and how he can take out different things. Devil raids are pretty much over 100 to 50 creatures that are technically in need to be destroyed or eliminated. They're around these little arena systems, which if people want to, they can actually speculate, and it does actually, keep things running in the demon realm or in the underworld. Issei's excited, and he says for in 2 days' time he's gonna go and do the fighting. Oh yeah, I'm going to say it right now. Riser's alive. It's just that he's brought into shame where he's technically living with his parents again, and that he's actually he's becoming humbled a bit by his father and his mother. So he's gonna turn into a not a good guy, technically a good guy, but he has to just get used to it and face his punishment like a man. Now, oh yeah, Ravel and him are kind of a thing, but they're not kind of a thing. Issei decided that, well, if he's gonna, if he's gonna be a part of this thing, Ravel needs to have kids. She doesn't have to have them right away, but she wants to have kids so she can at least continue her lineage. And this is when Issei says, "All right," causing Matilda to be upset with him, saying that if anyone's gonna have kids at first, it's gonna be her. And well, Issei's now has to be with her, so it's gonna be weird. So, oh yeah, not only that, Issei technically is going to be with Asya as well. So technically, this is a blonde brigade right here. It's just three blonde girls and Issei. So it's kind of funny how he has a certain kind of taste, even though it's not by choice. It's just the fact that it's this. Now, what happens after that? Well, Issei for the next 2 days does a bit of training and goes inside inside the dungeon where Rainer's at, and she is now put again into that dungeon because Issei saw how she was, and she brought her out for a couple of times, but he's not fully satisfied yet. So instead of being hooked or cut up a bit or whipped, she's just going through electrical treatment therapy, and it's called ETP. It's not a fun thing. I will tell you one day in the future, but just trust me on this, it's not the best way to go. Now, after getting his fix on seeing somebody who he ate, gets electrocuted, he has to go and talk with different, with technically Kuo's two devils. Give me a second here. Now, sorry about that. The two, the two female devils decide to have like a conversation with Issei, telling him that now that he's technically a part of a new bloodline, yet it's not a bloodline at all because it's not actually pure devil blood. It's not from the 13 or I forgot 12 or 6 devil factions. I forgot what it was supposed to be. In the very end, Issei doesn't get accepted to well as a new devil, or at least as a high-ranking devil, because he only fought off Riser. It was like a big boost to his like reputation, but they have to do something. They have to win the crowd, win the what is it called? They have to win the respect from people around the city or around the underworld. So this is when Issei tells them that there's no need to worry about that because he's already going to join in the thing called the Devil's Arena, and this is when they say that it's suicidal because not a lot of people can actually do it. There's strong ones, weak ones, sneaky ones, so many different kinds of devils to fight. And the devil's army is usually the one of the tough ones because there could be something like, oh yeah, there could be only around 10. It would take a fair bit, but it would be easier than the devil's army. Now, it's not the actual devil's army, it's just devils that are evil or what's called in jail or something along those lines. For Issei, he says that it will boost his reputation, but at the same time, he doesn't really have to worry about going to school. This is when they think to themselves, "Wait, is that the only reason?" Issei actually says that that's pretty much it. He doesn't want to go to school because it serves no purpose to him anymore. If he's going to live as a devil, he might as well learn devil society and learn its history instead of learning the history in the world because it serves no purpose to him. Because and you guys will probably think that's weird or it's not plausible, but Issei actually has his mind connected to BT's. And because BT and him kind of link their own minds and technically their souls, BT gave him pretty much brain power at the utmost maximum. So much so that he could technically create new weapons out of his own imagination. But he decides to go with programming, and with BT being a part of it, he could do so much more, like somewhat give what's it called? I forgot what the word is, but oh man, having unlimited energy or having new kind of resources being developed, building upon that, Issei decides that that's what he wants to do, not go to school anymore because it's not something useful to him. They say, well, if you're going to do that, you might as well stay in school for a while until they do it. But we would rather have you join the school because even though they're not trying to offend him, they do say that it takes a long time just for somebody to not go to school, and most times than not, you would just have to fake your own death, which Issei does. He fakes his own death. No, not he doesn't fake his own death. He actually just, you know, for the next 2 days, just trains, talking to them and doing his own thing, such as going on dates or just going to the park and having fun with like the other kid with like children and making them happy. He wants to actually make people happy in the world, but his own rules stand as a freaking you know fighter. So after the 2 days, he goes inside the arena with the rest of his peerage. And with Ravel there and what's called Asia and Mattel, they're actually going to be with what is the word? Issei. They're going to be with Issei since that is the four people that can take on. That's the four people that can at least take devils on their own. And he tells uh, Uba Luna, Uba Luna, and takes her and gives her to the rest of the peerage, leaving her with Ravel, the rest of the knights, the rooks, the bishops, and pretty much the pawns, telling them to fight telling them to be slow and not to fight off as much, not to fight off all of them, but to fight certain ones that they know they can beat. Now, it takes 3 whole hours to fight and win. Now, why would it take 3 hours? Normally, a devil would be able to do this with ease. And you'll be right. But Issei wants to show them how strong he is without needing his balance breaker or anything like that. See, he uses BT and his weapons and his abilities, but that is all. Besides the boost and the dragon, sorry about that. Besides the boost and the dragon arm that Issei would get, he only uses that, causing the others to wonder why he's, well, fighting. Well, why is he fighting with just that? This is when they see how much fun Issei is having, dodging the attacks, turning invisible, using his own abilities and his own combat experiences. Plus, with the help and being mentored by BT and Drake, he learns how to take on his enemies two at a time, three at a time, to a lot more. Issei has fought off pretty much three devils at a time, pretty much taking them out, not swiftly, but at least fast enough to where he doesn't have to, he can see his peerage fighting. So when one of the cat girls was about to get stabbed, Issei would just swoop in, use his grappling hook on the creature's claw, and pretty much pulls himself towards him, punching him a couple of times, grabbing his two Mozambiques and shooting him in the head, causing him to start using his ranged weapons. Now, Issei sees a couple of other ones and they try to attack Issei, but Issei shoots one in the foot, causing him to lose a limb because he's shooting multiple times onto that leg, causing it to be decapitated. Or not decapitated. Yeah, I think it's decapitated. I may be wrong, but it has to be decapitated. And causing the other creatures to see how he's fighting, and them trying to shoot at him with breath attacks or flamethrower or flame, shooting fire and different kinds of elements at him. Issei, being good at this, tells BT to summon G7, and this is when a freaking, not a sniper rifle, but it's a marksman weapon. It pretty much shoots out light rounds, but at a high speed to where it pretty much hits like a sniper rifle, but a little less. So it just shoots the freaking creatures in the head. Not only that, with his powers of firewall or freaking missile launchers, shooting them, pretty much shooting at some of the creatures, causing them to be concussed or to get burns on them. Yuma Luna actually helping him when it comes to bomb magic, making the arenas have little craters at them, and having the what's called the weaker ones just destroy one after the other when it comes to concussing them. This actually helps out the peerage because they're actually doing a fair job. Now, the two people that are shocked the most are the two, the Grimmery and the Seatree clan, or the two Seatree and the Grimmery women, because they're looking at how Issei is fighting, and normally this is not actually a devil thing. They never seen this kind of combat, nor have they actually ever seen Issei with like guns and decide to go guns blazing. Like they never truly seen him like this. But now that they see it, they realize that this kid is trained by someone that has been in war so many times. That's when they realize that the only one that's ever actually been in a war like that has been two entities, Drake and Albion. But Drake isn't friends with Albion, so there must have been someone else who's trained Issei, because not Deku, Issei has told them about BT and how he was once something of high importance, and they actually remembered when he used BT's abilities, and they say that this machine, or this balance breaker, or not sacred gear, has been in war more often than Drake, because Drake has only been destroying things that with just powerful blasts, or just stomping on them, or just pure strength. While this one here is more calculated, more unpredictable, more battle ready. This is when they now know that Issei is not someone to truly be messed with. When Issei has the power of two balance breakers, one that can shoot, that uses high power, and one that literally knows how to use power. This is when they realize that Issei doesn't need to go to school, even though they really could tell him to do it, to go to school, and with the help of Sir Zex, Issei could actually just start going to school again. But Issei knows that this is what he should do now, because in the future he may be needed for something bigger, and there is someone who's watching closely at him, someone who's looking around for strong people to take back her homeland. That woman is known as Orphis. But I will leave it off right here. I actually am going to do some more. I'm going to think about doing another what if right now, but hopefully you like this. Now, this was a short one, but there's going to be more along the way. I'm just going to have to just upload the video, and start doing another one soon. Probably in a couple of hours, so that way I can remember and, calculate what to do. But until then, hopefully you like it. This has been the Fallout with a Fear. Bye.